Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes, and today we'll be talking about the Organization for Black Struggle, their annual anniversary. Today with Jamala Rogers on The Bernie Hayes Show. Well, welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes, and like I said, my guest is Jamala Rogers. Jamala, how are you?
I'm doing well. All things considered, Bernie. How about you?
Abaragani.
And Jamala Rogers.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. You know, the anniversary of the Organization for Black Struggle is fast approaching. So what's going to happen this year, Jamala?
So unfortunately, like a number of other events, we'll be going virtual.
Okay.
For folks who've been coming to the anniversary for the last 40 years, they know it's a dinner program. There's a lot of mixing and mingling because it's the beginning of the year. We like to try to set the political tone.
Right.
And so you have lots of activists and movement people in those spaces. And it's, sad that we won't be able to do that this year, but we will be virtual on the last Saturday of the month. That's January the 30th. And the theme this year is, reflective of all that's going on, all the turmoil, but the fact that we still have to concentrate on self-determination for Black people and really building this a true democracy for all of us here in this country. We want to put that front and center. So people can go to our website and see how to get connected to the Zoom. And hopefully most people are now familiar with the Zoom platform.
Right. Who will be the guest speaker?
We will not have a guest speaker this year. In fact, because it's so different, Bernie, we decided to really focus on the work.
Okay.
Because this is what's interesting. There's some downsides to the Zoom, but it's also some upsides. The upside is our supporters and members all over the country can participate.
Oh, right.
So we'll have them, and we're going to take a deeper dive into the work that we've done over the last 40 years and how we are projecting that work going forward. So people will get a chance to really hear and see that work in a way that we haven't been able to do it before.
I'm going to miss the interaction with the people each year that come to the OBS anniversary, and I'm going to miss the guest speaker, and certainly I'm going to miss that wonderful food you people serve every year.
Yeah, all of that and more I'm going to miss too. Yes, absolutely.
I can imagine.
Yes.
So what is the theme this year, Jamala?
The theme is self-determination and democracy. And so, again, we want to focus in on the fact that for the last year, folks have been in the streets, they've been in state houses talking about Black Lives Matter and asserting self-determination in ways that, have been so powerful. And so we really want to continue that theme, particularly for Black people, as we, in the case of St. Louis, we're looking at a mayoral race in the spring. And, certainly self-determination is not just about electing Black folks, but really about how you build power in a system that is trying to take power from you, especially Black folks. So, that theme then begins to shape how folks are looking at the politics, not only in this city, but in this country. When you have, an insurrection, a racist insurrection like we had recently, then that there's troubled waters that cannot be ignored. And so for us, we really want to get, more organized, better organized for the year ahead.
I noticed you're wearing a button. What button? What does the button say?
Oh, the button says Black Lives Matter. And I think one of the things we always have to assert is until Black Lives Matter, no lives matter. And I know some of the racist folks take it the other way around. Why should Black Lives matter? But we've seen that Black lives really haven't mattered in this country for the past 400 years. So I think we always have to assert that, and that's what the Organization for Black Struggle was founded on. Even before Black Lives Matter was a catchy slogan, we've always said these are the lives that matter to us, and that's who we're fighting for, that's who we're fighting with, and that's carried us through different issues, whether it be police accountability, the prison reform, healthcare, all of that carries that whole message about Black Lives Matter when you look at all the places where Black lives have not mattered.
Mm-hmm. Jamala, you belong to so many organizations, plus you write for the St. Louis American newspaper. You head the Organization for Black Struggle. For those who don't know Jamala Rogers, would you give us a brief review, just a brief history of the Organization for Black Struggle?
So the Organization for Black Struggle was founded in 1980. And it was founded, what we like to say, or don't like to say, is that it was founded in a vacuum coming out of the 60s and 70s, where we didn't see much leadership because COINTELPRO had, destroyed the Black Liberation Movement,
right.
The Panthers and a number of other groups. And so when we start to look around to see who was actually fighting for Black working class people, we really didn't see anybody. There were social service organizations, but nobody that was really saying, here's how we're going to get political power and economic justice. And so we hope to fill that void. And so when we came into being, some of us had already been working on issues like police brutality and prison work. And so that, in fact, has been the mainstay for the organization. And so the trajectory is then that, you're not just fighting for individual cases, but ultimately we begin to fight for local control of the St. Louis Police Department. And that took about 20 years to do, but we have that now. And so when you talk about accountability, we couldn't have that in the way that we have it now when it's under the jurisdiction of the governor. So we've made some had some decisive victories, organizing people, and not just Black people, but our allies in these struggles for democracy and inclusion and self-determination. So I think for what we see and what we know, we have a proud history and legacy, and we want to continue to build on that.
The Maryland Banks case, Ellen Reason over Reggie Clemens, I can go on and on and on, all the different cases you've been involved in, and the Organization of Black Struggle have been so instrumental in seeking freedom for these people. But Jamala, you were trained as an educator. How'd you get involved in the movement?
Well, so when you look at children and you look at the lives that they live, you look at their family situation, you look at the communities that they come out of, then you realize that it's not just this isolated bubble inside of a bricks and mortars, but you really have to make sure that the environment that children are growing in is safe, nurturing. And when I started to look around, that was not the case. And so you do have to then begin to fight for a society that's free of all exploitation, free of all oppressions. And in fact, that is the mission of the Organization for Black Struggle. So it's still the same thing, it's just a different battlefront.
Yeah, I want to ask about that because I know in the next segment I want to go into further detail. But your dedication is astounding. You've lost jobs, you've been threatened, you've been talked about by different of the establishment and so forth, and still you push on. Why?
Well, I think, when I get labeled and talked about badly, that's almost a badge of honor because then it makes me know I'm actually doing the right thing. But I think what you want to do is to be inspired by that surround you, and people struggling for dignity, people struggling for their families. And so I think that's the inspiration that really keeps me going. And sometimes the victories aren't as often as they need to be, but the fact that people are relentless in their fight for better lives, better quality of life, has always been an inspiration for me.
Name some of the other organizations you are active in, Jamala.
So, I co-chair the Coalition Against Police Crime and Repression with John Chesnoff.
Yeah.
And that's, been an amazing group to make changes around police accountability. I'm a founding member of also the Youth Council for Positive Development, which is the youth arm of of OBS. And, there's a number of other groups.
About the death penalty.
Yeah, Missouri is against to abolish the death penalty.
Yeah.
But all of them are based on issues that are to make our lives better, to make them more whole, and to level out the playing field.
Yeah. And all these organizations actually every year attend the gathering at the Organization for Black Struggle anniversary, and we're going to miss them being there live.
Yeah,
but we'll still be interacting.
But you'll get a chance to see them via Zoom.
Virtually.
Yeah.
Okay. Jamala Rogers is my guest. She's the head of the organization Black Struggle. Their anniversary will be held virtually on the 30th of January. In the meantime, we're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. And the same services that were provided at 11th and Locust Street are still here, provided by Reverend Larry Rice. We need your help and support. And we'll be back with Jamala Rogers to talk more about the OBS after this.
We're in a new year, and a lot of people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Some folks just say, I'm tired of this mask. Some places, they've almost ignored that the coronavirus really exists, but it does. I go into rural areas, and I see people running around without the mask, and I see the positivity rate being so high. And I see people in urban areas that often get tired and deny it really there, but so many people are dying. So let's see the mask as a symbol of love, that we really care about other people. Let's see it as an opportunity for us to help protect other people as well as experiencing protection ourselves. Yes, the coronavirus is something that's so devastating in our community. So many people hurting, so many in need, so many homeless, so many hungry. But it's also opening up unbelievable opportunities for all of us to let our light so shine before men and women they may see our good works and glorify our Father who's in heaven. We give you those opportunities at the New Life Evangelistic Center. First, an opportunity to pray for the first responders that are out on the streets, helping those that are in need. Second, if you want to join them, you can call us at 314-421-3020. And third, you can partner with the New Life Evangelistic Center. Now, you may be facing some critical needs yourself. You may need prayer. You may need direct help. Feel free to call us at 314-421-3020. But all of us need to let our light so shine before men and women they may see our good works and glorify our Father who's in heaven. The first thing we can do, all of us can continue to wear our masks. The second thing, we can begin to pray. Let's begin to pray that we see an end to this coronavirus. Let's encourage our churches to begin to pray and fast, and let's believe God for miracles at this particular time. Second thing we can do, engaging in social distancing, wearing our masks, we can begin to help those that are in need. Third thing, you can share those gifts. But there's something that all of us can do at this time, letting our light shine in the midst of this pandemic, not giving up, but giving it to God as we move in this new year.
And welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is Jamala Rogers. And we're talking about the Organization for Black Struggle, their January 30th anniversary. Jamala, what anniversary is this? Is this number 30, 50, 60, 75, or what?
This will be 41. 41 years, and last year we spent a big chunk of the time with a big fundraiser. We thought some of those fundraisers would be in person so people could, as you say, interact and get hugs and that kind of thing, but most of them, in fact, all of it was virtual. And so we looked forward to the anniversary celebration so that we could see our fellow freedom fighters. But we're going to pursue and push on, and we hope to see everybody virtually on Saturday, January 30th at 4:00 p.m. It's going to be an hour. We want it to be short and sweet because if folks have been like me, you've been on Zooms nonstop for this last year, and so we want to make it short and sweet but powerful, and so people will spend an hour with us, and so you could be at home in your jammies, you could be eating, since we won't have a meal for you. So you could be in the comfort of your own home as you participate. But Bernie, there's so much going on in this city and in this country. The message that has to be continually put out there and emphasized is people got to get involved and not be spectators. We had a situation with COVID at the workhouse and in the Justice Center. And we were getting calls from people saying, wait a minute, they haven't tested us. They want us to go into housing pods where they're COVID patients. And so they had a big, stink about that. And the residents just refused to do that. So you have this thing where you're thinking, okay, if you're in leadership, there's some things that need to be thought about that's smacking you in the face. And it just seems like we just don't have a whole lot of leadership in the city. That's why I'm looking forward to March for the election. And I know that's not the panacea, but at least if you have a platform, and, we found this to be true with both Wesley Bell and Kimberly Gardner as, new progressive prosecutors is that you start with a platform, not whether you like Kim Gardner or Wesley Bell, but here's what we want you to work on. Here's what we think is going to help our lives. And then those people take that and say, yes, I agree with that. I'm going to work on that. Okay. And then it's not this subjective thing. It's like, we can measure that. You said you're going to do this. Oh, you have been doing that, but we're not quite there. You can actually see the progress. And so I just really want us as voters and as citizens to be more sophisticated about how we pursue struggle and how to help hold these folks accountable. We're also getting ready to have redistricting. So, and we got to keep a real eye on that, Bernie, because these folks are getting ready to cut this city up so that it's not in the best interest of Black folks. And
is this going to be congressional or?
Well, you know, it's going to be both because we are prepared in St. Louis City to have a reduction in wards.
Yeah, I understand.
And so that's going to be a part of it as well. So we got a multi-layered redistricting that's going to be happening. We need to be paying attention to all that's going to be going on. And I know your show has been instrumental in making sure people are up on all of these issues and the people that's involved are on your show. And so I just think we got to get ready for a ride this year that's probably going to be more tumultuous than last year. But keeping in mind that COVID is still with us. We had one of the highest deaths day recently. So this is rough to try to do all of this in the face of COVID, because it's saying, hey, I'm here and I'm here for a while, and you all just better get used to it. So, but life continues, as does the struggle.
Now, the mayoral election in March is simply a primary. Is that correct?
It's going to be a primary, and based on Prop D, there's, if neither no candidate gets 50%, there'll be a runoff. So, and the Organization for Black Struggle was a part of helping to get that passed. We're always going to push for more democracy for our people, not less. And we think this is a more democratic process where people actually get a chance to select who gets to run, and the runoff is part of that selection process.
Jamala, I know that the anniversary celebrations are a big part of your fundraisers. And since this will be virtual this year, how can one reach you, and how can one donate to the Organization for Black Struggle to keep you going?
So that's a good question, Bernie, because we still will be asking for a ticket donation, even though there's not a meal. And we pretty much cut that in half this year, because you're right, it is a major fundraiser. And so we're still going to be asking people for a minimum of $25 donation, but they can also choose just to give. So the same method that they pay for a ticket, they can go on the website and make a donation. And we hope they do. And they can buy a ticket and make a donation, because oftentimes what we do, Bernie, we say nobody will be turned away. And the reason that we could say that is because people are making donations so that other people can attend. So if folks don't have the money but really want to participate, that's not going to be a problem. Somebody's got your back. We got your back.
How can it be reached?
We can be reached at 314-367-5959. That's 367-5959. And our website is www.obs-stl.org.
Say that again, a little slower.
www.obs-stl.org.
Okay. So, and they can call also for more information on the Zoom meeting on the anniversary.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just go to the website.
Jamala, you do so much, and we said that earlier, and you hit so many organizations, and as a member of other organizations, you co-chair so many organizations. What keeps you going, kid? I mean, I've been saying for years, Jamala, slow down. But you can't slow down.
Well, no, I have slowed down. I turned 70 years old back in October.
Yeah, happy birthday again.
Yeah, we had a big, that was going to be our fundraiser, and it was a nice fundraiser, and it was a successful one.
Azizi worked it well.
Azizi organized at Azizi Plessette, and we actually exceeded our expectations. We doubled, what we thought we would get. So it was a fun time again. Virtual, but we still have fun. And we hope to continue that. So I think it's a lot of groups asking for money now because the way that we have traditionally fundraised, we don't have that avenue anymore where you have, you can have a party or you can have a forum and pass a basket around. All of that is out. And so people really have to support organizations like OBS and go to that website or send a check to make sure that we survive past COVID.
Okay. So that's 367-5959, area 314-367-5959. Or they can go to the website and still donate.
They can still donate, send a
okay.
check, however you can, it'll be appreciated.
And there's also be information on how to join the Zoom that particular day.
How to join Zoom and also how to join the Organization for Black Struggle, because we're always looking for people who, want to be a part of, this righteous fight for self-determination and for democracy.
Jamala Rogers is my guest, and we'll be right back after this. The Bernie Hayes program is produced at NLEC TV right here at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. It's our new headquarters since they closed the 1411 Locust building. We're working to get back into that building. In addition to that, trying to help so many people through a wide variety of safe houses, training programs, transportation assistance, so many ways people are getting help because of all of you that are supporting the work of New Life Evangelistic Center. Now, if you'll send a gift of $25 or more, we want to send you this special, the Bernie Hayes Show cup. And we're giving that to people. It's just a way of saying thank you. So when you send your gift, request a cup. We'll be happy to get it off to you. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. You can give online at nlecstl.org. Now I'm really asking all of you to join us in praying. The needs are so phenomenal at this particular time. So many hurting and homeless people are contacting us daily, but we're able to help them because of each one of you that are praying, caring, and sharing at this time. Tell your families and friends about NLEC TV and get directly involved yourself.
We'll return to our guests after this Black History Moment. Today's guest, Stacey Abrams. She received degrees from Spelman College, the LBJ School of Public Affairs at the University of Texas, and Yale Law School. She founded the New Georgia Project, which submitted more than 200,000 registrations for voters of color between 2014 and 2016. In 2018, Abrams became the Democratic nominee for governor of Georgia, winning more votes than any other Democrat in the state's history. Abrams was the first black woman to become the gubernatorial nominee for a major party in the United States, and she was the first black woman and first Georgian to deliver a response to the State of the Union. On August 17, 2019, Abrams announced the founding of Fair Fight 2020, an organization to assist Democrats financially and technically to build over voter protection teams in 20 states. Stacey Abrams.
Hear this, you who trample the needy and do away with the poor of the land. Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. You trample on the poor and force him to give you grain. Therefore, though you have built stone mansions, you will not live in them. Though you have planted lush vineyards, you will not drink their wine. For I know how many are your offenses and how great your sins. You oppress the righteous and take bribes, and you deprive the poor of justice in the courts. Seek good, not evil, that you may live. Then the Lord God Almighty will be with you, just as you say He is. Hate evil, love good.
And welcome back. My guest is Jamala Rogers from the Organization of Black Struggle. Jamala, for those who tuned in late, perhaps again you can tell us how we're going to celebrate the 42nd or 41st anniversary.
The Organization for Black Struggle and the Youth Council for Positive Development. Right. 41 will be celebrating on January the 30th, Saturday at 4 o'clock. It'll be virtual this year just because of COVID and wanting to keep people safe. So, you can buy your ticket online at www.obs-stl.org, or you can just put in the browser Organization for Black Struggle and it'll take you to our website. But this year we really want to focus in on the work that we've done for the past 40 years and to get people pumped up for what's ahead in this country. Because as we see when we turn the corner, we still had confusion, racism was abounding, and now you got people taking over the Capitol. So it's not going to be an easy year for us because of COVID, but we have to persist. So we're looking forward to the mayoral election.
Right.
The Organization for Black Struggle early on endorsed Tashara Jones for mayor, and so we'll be working on her campaign to make sure that she gets elected. So, we think she's going to be the best candidate to that's consistent with our values and our policies about what kind of city that this should be. And what we've seen under the current administration has been, divisive, not unlike what the president has created throughout the country.
Right.
We are definitely fractured. Injustices abound. And so the more that we are able to paint the vision, Bernie, of what we want this city to look like, then I think the people that we want to lead and serve are going to fit in there as opposed to us fitting to their agenda.
Were you surprised that Mayor Crewson is not running again?
No, I was not surprised. And, some of us, some of the organizations in St. Louis had hoped that she would not, because she has definitely been a part of the failed leadership here in St. Louis. I think, many believe that her whole notion for running the first time around was to get the consolidation of the city county. And when that didn't happen, as they thought it would, then her mission was pretty much failed. And so we are looking for new leadership, and not just here in the country, but here in St. Louis and ultimately St. Louis County. So we're looking forward to a brighter 2021, even though there's plenty of obstacles around. But we have to fight harder and more strategic for our city, so that it becomes a city that all of us thrive and are able to have safety, to be able to go places and not feel like you're going to be besieged by the police department. So there's a lot there, Bernie, but the more organized you are, the better able you are to deal with some of these issues. And so we're asking people, if you don't join the Organization for Black Struggle, you'll join some organizations that's fighting for power for our community.
Once again, tell us about how to reach the Organization for Black Struggle and to become a member.
So you can join the Organization for Black Struggle, or, if you just want more information about the upcoming 41st anniversary celebration, you can call us at 314-367-5959, or go to our website, check out what's going on there. We actually just redesigned our website, so we're very proud of that, at www.obs-stl.org.
I know Zizi has designed the website and she's very informational, all about Zoom and so forth. She's very, adept to doing those things. But those who join the Zoom call, the anniversary celebration, we only have about 30 seconds rather. Will they be able to participate? Will they be able to talk?
We are looking at that now, how to do that more effectively. And so we'll know that in the next couple of weeks.
All right. That's good enough.
But some parts of it will definitely be interactive.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jamala Rogers, I can tell you how much I appreciate you coming out every time I see you.
Thank you for having us,
pleasure.
Bernie.
And good luck with the anniversary. It's going to be what day?
January 30th. That's a Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. So get comfortable at home. You don't even have to show your face. You can participate by phone if you want to. But we hope that we get a chance to see you, because it's not a substitute for being in the same room, but it's close enough that we're going to vibe off of that and move forward for the new year.
Thank you, Jamala Rogers. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day, and continue to support the New Life Evangelistic Center and Channel 24.2. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.